Tools is brought to you by EXO AutoWorks. EXO AutoWorks is Colorado Springs' home of the $40 synthetic blend oil change. Call now, 719-375-3232, or visit exoautoworks.com to make your appointment. Enharmonic Studios. Enharmonic Studios is a hybrid digital analog facility designed to be quality and affordable to anyone who wants to make history. Call today, 719-963-2020, or go to facebook.com/Enharmonic Studios. Trevor's Beard is brought to you by The Beard Struggle. The Beard Struggle is my go-to for beard hygiene and styling products, so you should click the link below and use the code TLANE15, that's TLANE15, for 15% off your order. The Tool Bar, our new line of handmade soap produced in partnership with Crafts by Carolyn Lane, available on Etsy. This soap packs a punch of manly scent, like oak and fig, fresh cut lumber, cedar, and more masculine fragrances being developed all the time. With a soft touch of natural oils to cleanse and moisturize, use the link below to buy the Tool Bar now. Once you try it, you'll never want to wash with anything else.
It seems of all the countries in Europe affected, Italy has been hit the hardest. Commenting on the state of the country now is Prime Minister of Italy, Marcello Boiardi.
Per ringraziare il Presidente Mario Draghi per il suo impegno straordinario al servizio dell'Europa e per formulare alla Presidente entrante, Christine Lagarde, i migliori auguri ed esprimerle grande fiducia per l'incarico che si appresta a svolgere.
The Prime Minister's penis could not be reached for comment.
From EXO AutoWorks. Streaming all over the world. It's your weekly dose of toxic masculinity. With Eric Madrid.
Because if too many people are just running around with their dicks out, it's called the Harambe variant.
And Trevor Lane.
No. Of Karen's.
It's Man Tools.
You make me laugh, Trevor.
Thank you.
I love that your whole segment on the intro is all bleeped out. It's very fitting. Very fitting. Welcome to from the shop at EXO AutoWorks. It's another Thrills and Spills adventure time with Man Tools.
That's right.
And we have a special guest tonight. And by special, I don't mean a kid in a helmet.
No.
No, not at all.
I'm going to turn his mic on so everyone can hear him.
We put him in limbo. Well, this show is best heard and not seen. I'm not going to lie.
Wow, good start. We're
going
to build yourself.
Wait for your ratings to plummet. I'm just going to say that.
Your podcast ratings.
Yeah, yours, not ours.
Mine,
we have a 1-star podcast because there's no such thing as a no-star podcast.
Oh fuck! I love that old joke. They used to say that about hotels.
Yeah, that's I got that off. I pretty much believe I lifted that directly from Captain Peacock from Are You Being Served?
Are You Being Served?
Yep.
Yes. Exactly.
All right, we've bonded over 2 shows now.
There's no such thing as a no-star hotel.
Yep, good old Captain Peacock.
Corporal Peacock, actually.
Yes.
Yeah, we found that out later on. Spoiler
alert. Anybody who's going to plow through a 1960s and 70s show about soft retail in stuffy old Britain.
Well, welcome to the show, Anthony Zenhauser, host of Late Again with Zen, and Dog Fckrs.
Dog Fckrs.
What have you ambushed? What have you ambushed me with this time, Trevor?
Well, we showed a clip of Late Again with Zen on how gay Italy has become, and it is quite frightening. I gotta say,
hey, can I? Are you guys gonna put me on the screen? Like, I can't see anybody.
You can't see
anything? Is this how we're gonna do this?
You should be seeing what we see.
I see. It just says MT on it.
Really? All right.
It's the two guys, whoever you and the other guy, making out on whatever.
Yeah, that's the show.
Background.
That's the podcast.
Well, I mean, I can see me in a window. I can't see anybody else. It's just a blue screen. It just went to blue when you went to commercial. So
up.
maybe that's a Trevor issue.
It could be. Yeah, I just switched.
Either way, I'm fine. I mean, it's fine.
I switched the camera. Yeah, I don't know what's going on.
Let me hit the camera button. Let me see. Nope.
Oh, he went.
That wasn't.
No,
it.
that's there. You are.
Yeah. You know, are we getting to that age where?
Yeah, you damn kids.
Parents used to be like,
"I'm hitting the button. What's happening?"
Holy fuck! I can't. Whatever. It's fine. I'm with you guys.
All
so
right.
what's up?
Hey, man.
What are we doing today?
Well, we're gonna hang out with you. That's what we're doing today.
I had a red letter day.
Cool.
I got into an argument with the CEO of my company today.
That's good.
Okay.
So so on Man Tools we try to help folks be manly again. Here's how to legitimately handle a situation when somebody loses their shit in a board meeting, and it wasn't me. The guy gets up, hollering, just starts yelling. Gets up and walk. I pointed towards the door from my seat. I just pointed at the door, and he got up and left. I looked at everybody. I said, "All right, well, let's take 5." I'm not in charge at all. Like, and I'm in no way, shape, or form in charge of this company. Said, "Let's everybody take a break." Walked outside and said, "All right, you want to step outside?" And then dadded him. Something we talk about on this show. Instead of arguing with people or belittling them or being punitive, number one, let's all remember: you praise in public, punish in private, especially in a work situation, right? So went out in private and then dadded him instead of badgering people or confronting them in sort of a just being volatile. Take the situation down a notch and parent that person.
Right.
Come at it from a cool uncle perspective. So I cool uncled him out in the parking lot. He chilled the fuck out. We came to an agreement that I can continue working till I finish these pet projects, and then we're just going to part ways.
Did you tell him to take a knee, or did you wrap your arm around him real close?
No. I put him on my knee because I'm a creepy uncle. So not the cool coach. You know what I mean. I could just see you putting your arm over the guy, and you bring the guy's head close to your head. Oh yeah, that's very coachy. That's
we can do this.
We can do it.
What's
it's funny because I was like, man, I can't begin to imagine your level of frustration right now. Because shit's going sideways in all 5 of the geos. So I'm like, I can't even begin to understand your frustration. I said, I've been close to where you're at. I've had companies of my own. I've been responsible for 8 or 9 mortgages at once, having guys work for you stuff. I said, I can't even begin to imagine though at your level what you're dealing with right now. And but I think exploding in front of God and everybody's does not let you come from a position of power. So everything just went.
Yeah, because when you do that, it just shows you've lost control, not that you're in control.
Yeah, it really does. And when, the lowest man, second lowest man on the totem pole points at the door and you actually get up out of your seat and leave and walk out, we're like, okay, everybody chill out. Yeah, that was pretty fucking boss. Not going to lie. So I think it was a learning moment for everyone. Had a good learning moment, little red letter day. I said, I don't think I'm da-da-da material. He's like, well, I think, no. I said, no, you don't understand. I wasn't being self-deprecating. That was an insult. Like, this place sucks. This isn't how I do business. So yeah, man,
Right.
red letter day, and then we meet our new friend, and we talk about Predator right out the gate, and Are You Being Served, which nobody knows.
Yeah, I mean, me and you were just getting to know each other, but me and the other guy here, we're old friends.
Other guy.
His name doesn't matter.
It's this guy and the
This
other guy.
guy and the other. This guy and that guy.
This guy and the other guy.
Yeah, you're the other guy.
You guys do like a thing at the top of the list. You guys go, "Hey, welcome to Man Tools.
I'm this guy.
Blah, blah, blah.
He's the other guy.
I'm the other guy.
You know what?
Blah,
We
blah,
actually
blah."
got a lot of crap for that because we don't introduce each other. But then Trevor put our names on the screen, because we always forget.
I couldn't see this.
I know,
and
this is why.
This is like a big embarrassment.
I just
for
fixed
everybody.
it.
I'm gonna go out. I'm just pointing towards the door.
Well, that's
Pointing towards the door.
that's
I need
Eric,
you to dad me.
and I'm Trevor.
I'm
So-
that guy.
Buddy.
He's the other guy.
Did you call him pal? Did you call him buddy? Did you call him like something like buddy? Listen.
No, because I didn't. It came from like a very stern part at the very beginning. Let us just get one thing straight. Da, 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 and then I mellowed it out, and I mellowed it out, and I mellowed it out.
Right.
Because,
Dude, how cucky is that? Like, it's his company, and you had to fucking.
dude, I know, right?
I would have been like, I'm never going back in that boardroom again.
Yeah.
As soon as you let go of my neck, I would have been like, I'm out. I'm not.
It's been weird having to deal with the corporate scene coming from construction all my life. Because, you and I got a disagreement. We're just going to go, I'm going to go sock you in the mouth. And then we're going to go have a beer. Like, pretty simple. It's just kind of the way, like, my tribe rolls. If I screw up, if I run my mouth, I'm going to get one right in the mouth. Like, and then
Okay.
we're going to go have a beer.
Sounds professional.
It is. I mean, it really is. Having to work in this corporate world the last year has been bizarre. Having to fill out a HR report. I'm like, oh, this is terrible. I feel like a little bitch right now.
So, Zen, your girl Becky says metaphorically teabagged him.
My girl. My girl.
Dogging
What did my girl Becky say?
She said that Eric metaphorically teabagged his boss.
I uncled him.
Okay.
I creepy uncled him.
Yeah, Becky's great. Yeah, Becky's she's a big fan of everything that is hilarious, and I think that's why she likes you guys too.
Yeah.
Well, we love your
We
low
appreciate
standards, Becky.
No, I do too. Believe me, we're all till Becky's low standards.
At least we me.
Teabag. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Teabag is a little. I think that's a little gay. I don't know if you teabagged him. You definitely cucked him in the room. He was sucking his thumb in the corner while you kind of had to play the boss for a second.
Yep.
And then you walked outside to explain to him that this is not how men act.
It isn't.
In charge. You don't want to see the general losing his mind in the middle of a battle.
No.
You want to see that guy stoic like Stonewall Jackson standing there with that kind of beard you have and just sitting on his horse waiting for some black lesbian to tear down his statue in 150 years.
Wait.
But for 150 years, you were the guy that everybody was like, well, I'm going to follow this guy into battle. If you're a CEO and you're starting to be a little fag in front of your constituents, whatever you want to call them, your employees, yeah, you did the right man thing. You took them out. You're like, listen, calm your shit.
Cool your tits.
Yeah.
Yeah, you gotta
stick a dick in your.
you gotta uncle. You gotta be the stoic one. It doesn't make anything any better to have that kind of volatility in a stressful situation where there are so many moving parts. There's so many people, so many. I hate to sound like the Big Lebowski. A lot of facets, a lot of ins and outs, man. But there really is so many. There are so many facets, moving parts, ins and outs.
And I mean, I've been in charge of productions before as well. When you're working with, when you're making stuff in either film or radio, everybody wants to be the bitch And if you're running things, you can't be the bitch. You got to take everything. You got to keep calm and cool and let everybody know that everything is fine. Hey, everything's okay. You know, let's just get through this. Whatever you need, we'll get through it.
Yep. Hey, are you, you know, and then you'd be like, are you okay? You know, you're going to, I said that too. You're going to get through this. You're going to be okay. That's funny. Mm-hmm. That was the end. And then we went back inside. You're going to be okay. You're going to get through this and life's going to go on and this job will be here tomorrow.
Yeah.
I won't be, but this job will be here tomorrow.
Is that guy younger? Is he like is he like a
probably no,
college
he's
kid?
52. Yeah.
he's a man twice over.
Yeah. grown ass kids.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's up, Keys? Out of Sacramento. We got Keys. Everybody, she's back home and doing physical therapy. A motorcycle accident did not keep her down for long.
That's good.
Yeah, that's something I can never get into.
Accidents? The hospital?
Yeah, I'm pretty good with accidents. But just like intentionally putting yourself in harm's way is just something I was never into. You have to be the kind of person to ride a motorcycle. Well, you know, it's something you can teach somebody. It's something that they have to want.
Right. I agree with that part.
It's a very stupid thing to do.
It's a compulsion. It's just like going outside and catching some vitamin D cancer. It's just risky.
Well, and I don't know. I mean,
yeah, I guess.
I
guess it's the same.
Even driving a car out in New York is taking your life in your hands.
Whereabouts are you at roughly?
Well, I live about a half an hour north of the city, but I drive into the city almost every week to do shows and podcasting and stuff like that. So I'm always in the city area, and it's more of a patience thing than a dangerous thing. I mean, I think it's more dangerous on the West Coast, probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
On the freeways and
the
stuff.
Speeds get a lot higher out west.
You have to. It's an angry city. It's a very angry, no patience city, and then you just add, nonstop traffic every day too.
I was gonna say everybody's
park in the middle of the street.
Everybody's in a big fucking hurry and they're not going anywhere.
Well, it's California too. I've lived in South Bay, and I lived in New York, and then I visited New York. I lived on 127th and 8th for a while.
Hello there.
Yeah, a little north of the park.
Howdy ho.
North of the park. Anyway, I guess that would be northeast. But anyway, I digress. When I lived there, you bump into just somebody on the street, and they'd be like, "Hey, fuck you," right? And then I went back after it was like 97, 98, and then I went back somewhere in 2005. And it was still aggro. It was just a little bit different because the whole 9/11 and the whole brotherhood.
It's like, fuck you, we're in this together.
It was like, boom, hey, are you fucking okay? Okay, get the fuck out of here. Like, it was like aggro but kind. I liked it. I really liked it. It was aggressively polite. I loved it.
New York has been going through lots of stages in the past 50 years. I would say. I mean, if you take New York in the 70s and the 80s and compare it to New York from 2001 to about 2018, I mean, it was totally different. There was hookers everywhere and pimps and drug dealers and all that kind of stuff. And there was like that element of danger, but you had to find it. And then 2001 on, like Giuliani kind of cleaned it up. And he took all the bad elements out of Midtown and he kind of threw them out into Brooklyn and got rid of the mafia and all that stuff. So a lot of the organized crime went away, and then Times Square became like Disney World for a while. I mean, it was like the M&M store and Bubba Gum Shrimp, and tourists felt very comfortable being there. You really never felt like you were in danger in Manhattan, at least for at least 10 years. And now, I mean, I've never seen it like this. I've never seen New York so like dangerous, but at the same time angry, like the angriest I've ever seen it. Just angry, mentally ill people punching random strangers, pushing them into trains like at least once a day, stabbing people in the subways, slashing people's faces. I mean, and in Times Square, like, you know, where all the tourists are. So you take your 5-year-old, 6-year-old kid to go see a winter show on 34th Street, and there's some homeless guy, you know, jerking off on the subway on the seat across from you. You know, there stopped any sort of like safety and regulations. It's a free for all. It's kind of like what you know, LA is now. You know, and parts of Portland and Washington and that, it's just, you know, you let these people run amok. You don't help them, but you don't do anything to stop them either. So it's just nonstop deranged people mixing in with high concentration of what I call regular people just trying to go to work and live their lives. And it's, I mean, I've got some stories that are, you know, every time I'm down there, it's a new story. It's a new, like, you know, crazy.
Well, how do you think the new mayor is doing with either improving or making it worse?
It's too early to tell.
Yeah.
I mean, de Blasio did such a bad job doing his, well, it was something he wanted to do. It was his plan all along, it seems. I mean, nobody would fuck up that good if it wasn't intentional. I mean, you can't possibly fuck up that good. I mean, even Dinkins and guys like that, they weren't the fingernail of what de Blasio was. He pretty much, he took away all the public safety. He took away everybody's, you know, he gave criminals like carte blanche to just, you know, commit violent acts, burglaries, stealing. There's no repercussions. I mean, it's why would you be afraid to commit a crime if there was no repercussions for it? And take that plus, you know, 3 or 4 million people in a city. I mean, we're going to be feeling the effects of de Blasio for at least 5 to 10 years.
Yeah, I mean,
It's scary.
you know, as an outside observer, I'd read about some of the policy changes, and it was like, I mean, I guess the justification is that, you know, previously it had, you know, the kind of the broken windows philosophy where if you're enforcing those minor laws, you catch the big fish, because guess what all the big fish do? They break the minor laws. So the people that are jumping the turnstiles, what is Pat Dixon says, not everybody who jumps the turnstiles is going to commit a worse crime, but everybody that is committing worse crimes has jumped the turnstiles to get into the subway. So it's like if you enforce those minor, you're going to catch the dudes that are going down there to stab somebody or whatever, you know?
Right. Yeah.
And he just undid all of that. You know, add the big bail reform stuff where, you know, basically if you haven't murdered somebody, you're just getting a desk appearance ticket and you're just on your honor to come back for your court date.
Meanwhile, then, you know, dressed as a woman and headed for Canada.
Where are you guys from again?
We're in Colorado Springs, Colorado.
The Square State, the Wild West, the home of the Bible Belt, and everybody's got a gun.
Okay, but it's also, I always thought Colorado was a very liberal state as well, or is that just Denver?
You know, it's moving more and more that way.
The reason is a lot of Californians are moving out here because
that's true too. They get sick of the taxes.
They get sick of the taxes and the policy and the bullshit. So then they move here and then bring it with them.
And then they advocate for higher taxes and
policies.
All the same policies.
We're scared of guns and we don't like weed. And
isn't that funny though? Isn't that funny how these liberal? Because I feel a lot of people don't agree with me with this. Especially Pat Dixon doesn't agree with me either with this, but I feel like a lot of the problems that New York City had in the past like just recently, what's happening in the last few years is a ripple effect. I mean, from all the rich white people moving into Brooklyn and Queens and gentrification of those areas. You can only put those people somewhere else. I mean, all those people get displaced once the landlord raises the rent, $1,000, $2,000, because they know these kids will pay to live there because they want to live in New York City. It's so cool. I love when I can smell homeless people's urine every morning when I wake up. It's so niche.
It's very niche.
And it's like, it's very niche, man. And they moved into like Bushwick, all these horrible places to live. Bushwick, East New York, Bed-Stuy. Like all these places are now they're all like they have organic stores, the farmers markets, like these stupid fucking restaurants that nobody wants to eat at and that are way overpriced. All the community that was there, they get pushed out, and I mean, either they end up homeless or they have to go into the projects somewhere. So what happens to, like, there's an anger that builds up. There's like this resentment that builds up. I remember black people walking around like Grand Central just screaming. I mean, I swear to God, this one time this guy went, "Fucking white people moving in my fucking neighborhood." Like he was very angry that there were so many white people moving in. But the same thing's happening to these conservative states now. They fuck up their state with their stupid bullshit, so they move because it gets too crazy for them, and now they want to fuck up your state.
Yeah, they
with their own crazy shit.
The same crazy shit, the exact same crazy shit that drove them out.
Right.
It's
beautiful when they get there, but they're gonna ruin it with, well, they should let homeless people do whatever they want. Why can't they just like sleep in your backyard? It's okay.
Yeah, I have a client that lives behind a 7-Eleven here in town, a strip mall, like shares the fence line property.
Some good real estate.
Yeah, it's bad. It's so bad. We figured out why they're all hanging out there. They're using the electrical outlet to charge their fucking cell phones. I was like, wait a minute, you're a bunch of bums with like way cooler cell phone than I can afford. How the fuck did that happen? So they're leaving just cigarette butts and, trash and stuff on his back stoop while they're plugging in their phones to charge. Because I found a little charger stuck in there the other day. I was like, oh, that's why
burned out and dude just left it.
Yep. That's why you bastards are in here.
That'd be funny if it charged like a can of beans or something.
Right. So I flipped. I tried to flip the script. So what I did was I found the weirdest looking motherfucker I could find. He was on a unicycle with a trailer. That's awesome. He had a big skirt on, some gnarly combat boots, a trench coat, and he had a cat on his shoulder that was perched on there riding around with him. I was like, that's my guy. That is definitely my guy. I went up to him. I'm like, hey, man, could have been him doing it. Don't care, right? But he's the weirdest looking motherfucker on this block. He's the most savory character I could find. And I gave him $5. And I was like, hey, I need you to watch this house. Anything happens to the house, call this number. It's my Google number. Anything happens to this house, you got to call me from your phone that you're charging on the back step over there. I don't want you over there. So now he's running around. Every time he sees me, he comes up to me. He's like, hey, boss. I feel like I'm one of those mob dudes that just pays, the homeless network to feed him intel. It's kind of crazy. It's working. Because nobody's jumped the fence. Nobody's busted out any windows since I've been doing that. Every once in a while, buy him a coffee at the 7-Eleven while I'm working there. Float him a $5. It's a little bit of nothing. That's insurance, man. Now I got me a little homeless network going on over there watching my construction job.
I feel like that's how Amazon started. I feel like it was just a bunch of homeless people that live in that warehouse. Kind of like Santa's elves, and you kind of have the ground floor on it, like $5. I can buy a lot of unicorn food, and then he's going to do a good job watching your house, and he's fast too. He's mobile. He's on the
unicycle. He unhooks that trailer. He can haul ass.
Can you imagine? He's talking. He's trying to give you his intel, and he's going like this.
Yeah, he's wobbling. And then his
He's
cat.
got to do that unicorn thing, that balance thing with the on the unicycle.
He's the urban pirate. I'm gonna call him Captain Stubing or something because he's got this parrot on his shoulder, but it's a tabby. It's an orange tabby, and she just sits up there like da-da-da, perched on his shoulder.
Jesus.
Like a Flintstones appliance.
Yes.
like it's a living.
Here, open this can.
I was gonna call you on my parrot.
Oh man.
Good times, man.
awesome.
But that's Denver for you, huh?
Yeah, we're a little south of there, like
I mean, Colorado, right?
yeah, Colorado Springs.
Sounds like a nice place. You guys. I mean, I've never been to Colorado, but that's one of the places that I wanted to visit. I've never visited the Pacific Northwest or the Rocky Mountain region.
Yeah, well, you got a place to
It
stay.
looks fun.
You and Pat are looking at doing some dates, right? A Dog Fckrs live thing.
Dude, we're starting. We're starting in the end of March. We have about 3 venues right now. We're kind of working our way down south, and then we'd like to move out west.
Okay.
So we're starting in New Jersey, New York, and we're going to move down to Pennsylvania, then try to move down to Virginia, Maryland, that area, and then kind of go to Florida for a little bit. And then I would love to work our way out. I would just like to do a year road trip. Just live in hotels for a year or wherever, motels or whatever, and just hit the country. Why not? I mean, there's never been a better time
No kidding.
to go out in the country and go exploring. And we have it's like we're wandering minstrels, we have an act. So it's not like we're going out there panhandling, we can go out there and hopefully we'll land some clubs. And in the meantime, while we're out there, I'd like to book other places around that area too. So it's you just kind of get your travels worth. And then I would love to hit up eventually, Colorado and get work down to the West Coast, and it would be fun.
Well, if you guys make it out this way, obviously Comedy Works in Denver is the big joint. But down here we've got either Looney's or there's a new place called 3E's. Actually, Rich Voss was just at 3E's a couple weeks ago. So there are places out here for sure.
Even Legend. I mean,
is there still Acme? Right? Isn't that still a place out there?
that's a pawn shop out here.
I mean, we're gonna need it anyway.
Yeah, it'll help. No, but I'll tell you what. If you hit somewhere in Clearwater, Florida, the Man Tools Network will have a packed house for you. If you hit Denver,
okay.
Colorado Springs, you'll have a packed house. Sacramento, Keys and her crew will pack your house. San Jose, yep, those guys will pack the house.
Oh, we'll talk after the show.
Yeah,
Damn.
it'll happen.
Hell yeah.
I didn't know this was so we don't know what kind of a following we have. If nobody ever says much.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It's just a question of reaching out to different venues and being like, hey, we do it's a co-headline gig. I do 30 minutes. Pat does 30 minutes material, and then we do 30 minutes of what we call a Dog Fckrs session, which is, there's keyboards, there's singing, there's stories about it's so funny. Pat came up with an idea one day. He goes, hey, I want to do a podcast about people fucking dogs. And I'm like, that's stupid. And I'm like, what, we gonna have 2 stories about people fucking dogs? Every day there's at least 5 stories of people fucking their dog. Every day. We never run out of stories. We just keep finding new stories every day. And every story we find is just as more insane as the one before that.
Well, and you guys,
we did one recently where we go ahead.
I was going to say, you guys even found one where it wasn't their dog. The guy got caught in someone's backyard raping their dog, and he's like, I was just hugging it. And it's like, what the fuck?
We just did an episode where a woman killed both her kids with the dog's leash. She hung her 8-year-old and her 5-year-old with the dog's leash. And then the side note was, and she also fucked the dog. That was the side note. it gets really dark, but it's so fun when you're on stage and he's playing like jazz in the background. Like we're just kind of like, it's almost like a jam session between two black jazz players, and we're just sitting there and kind of just going over these stories, and it's a lot of fun. And when it's not happening to you, it's really entertaining.
Yeah, I would guess. When you guys were telling the story about the person that like caught their, I guess, friend, I don't know, fucking their dog in the backyard, it was like, I couldn't, to put yourself in their shoes, it's just like, I don't even know what I would do. Like,
it's bizarre.
Like, you know exactly what you'll do if you catch someone with your wife, but it's like, you're fucking my dog? Like, what the fuck, dude?
You don't join in on that one.
I mean, who do you hit over the head with a newspaper?
No.
No.
Do you just bring out the hose and
stop it? Yeah, that's a. You bring up a good point. What do you do if you come home from work and you hear sounds of action, right? You think it's for your first instinct.
Fluffy, no.
Is my dog? Yeah. Did my dog get caught in a trap, or like what's going on? Then you see your friend of 25 years with his pants around his ankles fucking your dog.
I don't know.
And then their first instinct is to go, "Oh, I didn't know it was your dog." Like that makes it
okay.
So, well,
yeah. Is this your dog, bro?
Unclaimed dogs are obviously up for fucking.
But it's funny because the stories, sometimes it's women who get caught fucking the dog, but it's kind of funny because we're able to kind of break the story down and to really look at both sides. Like, well, did the dog really mind getting a blowjob from a woman? Like, if you're gonna suck a dog's dick, is that dog really gonna put up much of a fight? I mean, I would.
I'm guessing not. I don't know. When I was in the Army, the big thing, supposedly, I don't know how true any of these stories were, but there was always the story of the soldier that comes home and his wife just slathers up with peanut butter and lets the dog, and now he's trying to like break her of that habit because he's back.
I don't know, man.
I don't know. I don't either.
Those urban legends.
They also used to say, I remember a friend of mine getting really upset with his wife because she had just mopped the floor and put the mop out on the porch to dry. And I guess on Army bases, that's like a signal that
your
husband's not around.
Yeah.
There's a lot of, I mean, you were in the Army, you said, right?
Yeah.
What in the actual army? Like, were you in infantry or?
No, I did one of those awesome technical jobs that got me good money after I got out.
Oh, like in the commercial.
Yes. Yep. I was a recruiting commercial.
You were that guy sitting there by the computer, like giving the thumbs up to the you're not going to be shoveling shit for 30 hours.
Yes, that was me.
Go Becky.
Oh, good for you.
Happy Go Becky's talking about ration stamps.
Yeah. Are there peanut butter shortages during times of war? There can be.
Ration stamps. And war bonds.
War bonds. Buy your war bonds now. Remember, support your army and drink your Ovaltine.
Yeah. Well, the other show, getting off the dog fucking subject.
Thank you.
Late Again with Zen. I watched the pilot a couple of times, and I know you didn't see it, but we played the Prime Minister of Italy clip.
The sausage
in with the ads,
okay.
So right up my garlic knot.
Yeah.
How did that come about? I know, like, was it because Creepy Corner kind of went away, your podcast?
Yeah.
Was it just you just needed some kind of creative outlet, and if that wasn't happening, you were going to come up with something, or was that in the works even before?
Well, I like doing the Creepy Corner, but we broke up. Unfortunately, like everything kind of just started falling apart. We did it for like 5 or 6 years, so it was a good run. And then I I was just so sick of. Listen, I think podcasts are great. I just didn't want to do another podcast.
Yeah.
I wanted to do something that was I want to write like a show. I want to like have a scripted show where I do like sketches and skits, and the best thing and the other thing that always was in my mind for years was I just wanted to make fun of the news, like not even like on a political point of view. Like I'm not. My show doesn't want to be conservative or liberal or Republican or Democrat. My show is more like showing people that how silly we are to watch these so-called professionals do their jobs. Like these people are hell-bent on convincing you that they're journalists, that they're this is important business. Everything they do is the truth. Like what's CNN? Their slogan is the most reliable news source. Like they have to tell you that because everything they do is bullshit. Like it's a lie. Fox too. Fox is run by Rupert Murdoch, who's a big liberal. He's not even a conservative, but he knew that there needed to be a balance between the liberal CNN shit and CB, whatever.
Well, he's a businessman. He saw the market and was like,
yes,
no one's doing the right leaning shit, so let's do it.
So news is now a business. News is now a way to sell masks and sell ideas and that kind of thing. So I thought it was just a good time in the world now to just make a silly news show where it's just like Europe is gay, because Europe kind of is gay, and I kind of like everything has like so everything I do kind of is based on what happened in the news at some point. Like when Europe was going through the coronavirus, it was all about Europe, and they were at this constant like maximum capacity of death. Like that was what they were selling us over here. Italy has now it's gone over 400,000 people in the death toll. So I thought it'd be funny to go, well, Italy's it's hit the maximum level of gayness. It's so gay right now. Like a prime minister can't even bend over because he's going to get fucked in the ass if he's gay. Because it's so gay. Europe is just so gay because they're gay. But, it's just funny to make it like it's an epidemic. It's like it's gotten out of control. So like I do a lot of stuff like that. I got in the new episode I do a memorial for all the veterans who died in Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War. And it's just a very like beautiful montage of all these horrible screen names, like Queer Bomb 69. And it it's like trying to just making fun of like, they're sensitive. Like the news is a moment of silence for the troops, But it's just something that wanted to do. They're only 11 minutes long, so it's fun. It's like that's about the average attention span of most people.
What's funny is like at our age, we're all pretty embarrassed of our original AOL account names.
We all know that all three of us have one.
Yeah.
It's out.
That's the thing.
I couldn't log into it anymore, but I'm sure it's out there.
And you hung out in older women chat, or
the 20-somethingers or 25 and olders.
20-something chat.
Oh yeah.
We made that so normal. We've normalized that it's weird and perverted, really, if you think about it. Just kind of talking to people you don't know, and then your first instinct is to go, how big is your tits? Like you're talking, you finally get to, like, it's almost like Marconi or somebody, or Alexander Graham Bell. He finally, invents this amazing telecommunications device, and he asks Watson how big his dick is.
Yeah.
Like that's the first.
Watson, show me your dick.
How big is
Send
your
me a
cock,
selfie.
bro? Age, sex, location.
Yeah, ASL. Jesus Christ. DTF. Did you ever see Coupling, the other show that?
I've heard of it.
Yeah, it's a Stephen Moffat and his wife. You know, he did a lot of. I think he started on Red Dwarf, and then he did a whole shit ton of Doctor Who, like all the good Doctor Who, the new reboot stuff. That's all Stephen Moffat, and he did the new Sherlock with Benedict Cumberbatch.
Mm-hmm. Good. Yeah, I like that series.
Yeah, so he wrote Coupling, which is kind of like a rated R Friends, and it's kind of a story of him and his wife. There's a tirade that Steve goes on. I air quoted on the radio. There's a tirade that Steve goes on about. Jesus, Trevor, come on, crack that beer like a man.
Sorry.
Take him outside.
Why we invented fire to see naked women. He starts there. It's a dinner party, it's just polite dinner conversation, but he can't help himself. That's why we have bigger telephone. That's, you know, the what did he say about cell phones? Cell phones is just this digital god I pray to watch porn. Like,
it's true.
You know, we get bigger and bigger TV screens. We invented fire to see you naked. We invented the wheel to go to places where naked women were. Like, all of mankind has come, you know, all of our inventions.
You know what's funny? Like, if you did like an evolutionary scale of like man from the beginning all the way till now, it would start with him just gazing into the fire like a zombie, just looking at the burning fire, and then it would get all the way around to us where we're just looking stupidly into our blazing phone or, you know, our glowing computer screen.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we didn't really get too far off the rock. Do you know what I mean? We're still sitting there looking like stupefied at the glowing thing.
So satisfying. There must be something.
It really is.
Must be something in our brain that just wants to be entertained.
Yeah. There's a lot. I mean,
Sorry for anyone who's listening to this show.
Again, you're doing great, guys. This has been really fun. You got great guests.
Yes, that's our saving grace.
Yeah.
Well, I wanted to specifically say thank you for taking the time with us, because I know you've been making the rounds over at the big guys at Gas Digital and Compound Media. In fact, I was watching your Don Jameson show last night, which, how fucking cool is he? I mean, that metal show. Do you remember that metal show?
Oh, yeah.
He was one of the comics, the not Eddie Trunk guys.
Yeah, Don's a great guy. Really, really fucking cool guy. He did a cruise after that week. He was on this metal cruise. I don't know if you heard on the show, like he's going to be with Alice Cooper and all these like big bands, like not huge anymore, but like Slaughter was there. You know, that's like a metal band.
I mean,
like all these like
the nostalgia market is probably a lot bigger than any of us think it. I mean,
it is. I mean, when I was in Nashville working on Mark Slaughter's record, I'd like to throw that out there because just get a shovel for all the names dropping. His latest solo record is really good. It's like really, really good. Him and his wife are there.
Yeah.
You know, so
it
is, and it sold really, really well. I'd like to say I got to make a lot of sandwiches for those people while they were doing that record. And I moved a lot of chairs and chauffeured a lot of people back and forth.
Hey,
that's the backbone.
Without you, that record wouldn't have been made.
Without me, that record would not have been made. Exactly.
What are they gonna do? They're gonna make a record hungry.
Yeah, it's not gonna happen.
No, they need that plate of rolled up cold cuts coming in every day.
Goddamn right they do.
With some grape tomatoes in the middle that nobody eats.
Nobody ate the dates either. Yep, neither one of them. No. Those tomatoes went.
He remembers. This is like a fond memory for him.
Every day I'm throwing out these fucking dates.
The dates were a big
bomb. The dates were a bomb. I thought it was going to be an awesome cheese plate. Like,
well, Trevor, it doesn't matter what big shows people do or they don't do. it's every show counts.
Yeah, and I just
know,
wanted to express my appreciation because I know you're making the rounds with those.
I don't like doing.
Yeah, I appreciate that, man.
So for sure, I love anybody who decides to put masculinity first. They can teach me a thing or two. You know, I have a new joke that I do on stage where, you know, I'm talking about my dad, and I'm starting getting into my family about, you know, and I just started thinking about it today. Just you know, that the first time he saw me in Little League, he was like, "Oh, all right, he'll be a dancer." just disappointed.
He'll be what did they?
I didn't even see that coming. That was awesome.
What did they used to call those guys? Permanent bachelors before, you know, you could actually just say you're gay.
Yeah. No,
he'll have cats.
He'll have cats.
Did you grow up with a gay kid? Did you ever like grow up with a kid you knew he was
Oh
gay?
Yeah. That's how I survived in New York, was living with Michael and his husband.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
No, but I mean,
yeah, when we were kids, he was a cousin. And we knew he was lighting the loafers from like 6 years old.
Right.
Yeah.
And and that's why I've never
confirmed bachelor.
Confirmed bachelor. Thank you, Becky.
I've never argued the fact that it wasn't something you were born.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I agree. You know.
I don't remember any kids, but I have an uncle, and my mom was like, right off the bat. Yeah, right off the bat. It was
Trevor and I have been friends for like 30 years, so yeah.
There was no like.
You just know.
That's it.
I just remember it was super funny that Michael was. We were coming back from some ski trip out in Vail, and I was going to put him back on a plane to go to New York, and he's like super stoked. He's texting this person over, and he's like unsure about telling us, and I was like, "Look, bro, so who's the person in your life?" He's like, "Well," I'm like, "Look, either she's black or he's gay, and either way, I fucking love you, bro. So it's no big deal." And he's like,
right.
And we've been, you know, and after that, he's just like, "Oh, thank God, this is Mark." Oh! Like, no, it's not.
Yeah, that's the scariest thing about being gay. You'd think it would be taking a cock in your butthole, but it's not. That's not the worst thing about being gay. The worst thing about being gay is your family going, "Oh, I don't know if we can do this.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I don't know if we can accept this." But as soon as they go, "Yeah, we knew forever."
Yeah.
Like,
bro.
You know, it's like waking up a sleepwalker. You can't say nothing. You got to wait for them to come out. You're like, "No, we knew. Yeah. We knew." Then they go, "Oh my God!" Like my cousin was very like manly until, you know, my grandfather passed away, and then he was like at the wake, sitting there in the bar with us, going, "You guys know I'm gay, right?" Like, yeah, of course we know.
Dude, as a long work
then
day.
After that, he was like, "Yeah, girl." Like now he's like, you know, he came out of his like cocoon.
Yeah.
So,
well, and then I do like to, when you meet new people, and it's a lot easier now. I'm saying 25 years ago, it was still, the closet doors were still pretty heavy to move. Mm-hmm. You know, now it's...
that's why, like, today, I don't understand, other than the attention whore thing, I don't understand, like, especially teachers that do it with their class. I came out to my class. It's like, your 6-year-olds do not need to fucking know who you fuck.
Yeah, that's not a thing. It's not a thing.
And at this point, is there anybody in your life that's not cool with it?
Right.
And if they are, you just cut them out like any other cancer.
Cut them out like any other cancer. Yeah, today's closet doors are not as heavy. Nowhere near. And that's a testament to what, you know, really shitty craftsmanship, as well as
Chinese-made garbage.
Yeah, as well as just the hard work that people did, you know, 30 years ago to make this not so much of a struggle. Where were we going with this story? Oh, rock. Oh, yes, Alice Cooper on a boat. That's where this all started. So speaking of Alice Cooper on a boat and gay closet doors, I think there should be a tribute band called The Closet Doors. And it should be like, "People a stranger when you're..." Yeah, like it should be like that.
Like a cabaret.
Just a like
drag cabaret.
Total drag queens doing Doors covers. It would be fan-fucking-tastic, and they call it The Closet Doors.
Okay.
I think you might be onto
I
something.
know, dude. I was driving around today thinking about that. I'm like, that would be amazing because they can do like, come on, baby, light my fire. Just it would be a thing.
Yeah.
I want to start that band. I just look horrible in drag.
They can parody some Doors songs.
Yeah, they cover Doors songs in weird lounge or very big cabaret sort of drag show queen-esque versions. They would be amazing.
Our Russian porn bot is back in the chat, so
anybody
in the chat that wants to get some Russian porn, that's the spot to go.
That's Vidania.
So,
and I love it. It's Churchill.
I'm always very pleased how polite bots are when they contact you on Facebook Messenger or Twitter. Hi, how are you?
Hi, please. How
are you doing?
Please,
today?
how good are you today? You're like, wait, that English is not too gooder.
I'm doing fine, and yourself? Oh, I'm good. How can I help you?
The lady calls. The lady. I answer every phone call I get.
You should.
I do every phone call. The extended warranty guy knows me by first name. This Miss Priya from India who's looking to purchase homes in the Denver area, and I had a very long and involved conversation today. It was super fun. I actually tried to help her out. Like,
did she go by Priya off the bat, or did she
come at you with
something else?
No. That's why I respected.
She wasn't
the
like
phone
Jane
call.
from Texas.
Hello, this is Jane from Texas, and I'm like, she straight out said, "Hello, this is Priya, and I'd like to talk to you about this, that, and I love that accent. It fucking drives me crazy." So I'm like, okay, well, let's talk about it. I'm gonna tell you right now, the market in Denver is kind of shit. It's super expensive. It's da 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 blah blah. You can't get stuff driven. You can't remodel. So flipping a house is like going to be horrible. Like, just fetter the whole thing. Oh, apparently you do this for a living. Yes, I do. So we're direct competitors. You still want to talk? You want to hang out for a while? And she's like, okay, I got to go.
I like to answer those calls too, but everything they say to me, I react as if I'm eating something delicious. So they'll be like, "We wanted to talk to you about your warranty." Oh, that's good.
No, sir. Am I talking to Bill?
Oh, God. Oh, my goodness.
Mr. Bill, can I get the last 4 of your social security, please?
Yeah. Oh, my God. Oh, would you like this? Would you like some?
No, sir. I just need your ID. I need you to give me a Google Play card with $400 on it.
They used to call Big O. We are from the IRS.
Yeah, those guys. Really?
You're from the IRS.
You know, our government is horribly racist. There's no way you're in the IRS, bro.
And you can pay your.
The IRS is like the mafia. You don't hear freeze. They just
shoot you.
And I love
that cop bullshit. The IRS, they're fucking sneaky. They stealth you.
No, what they'll do is they'll just drain your account.
Yeah, they stealth you.
You'll look at your phone and it'll say you're overdrawn by $1,000, and you're like, "What the fuck?"
Because
they just took it.
It's that fun game. They know how much you made, but they want to see if you know know how much they know that you made. So then you got to pay on that.
Well, it's like how the the courts can garnish your wages when you don't pay child support. Like, it just starts, slipping out of your bank account. Like, there's like, what happened to my money? You owe fucking 5 years of child support.
And I'm like, I have a kid.
Yeah, and garnish is such a horrible word for that because it sounds like
something delicious you put on bread crust.
It sounds like you're just enhancing something.
Yeah, here's some parsley.
You're gonna garnish your wages with a little parsley and sage.
Yeah, I agree. That word means. That's why the English language is so difficult.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Garnish. We're going to garnish this with a little,
And don't even get me started on I before E, except when we fucking feel like it.
I feel like this is like a divorced dad's hangout. Like, we're just like, it's like a self-help
Let's
group.
gripe about nonsense.
I feel like I've been Trevor's therapist for more years than not. Yeah. Yeah.
Trevor looks like he watches his son's softball game through a chain link fence because he can't get close enough to sit at the bleachers.
Well,
Yeah.
I'm not legally
He's
allowed
not- the
to.
restraining order
Not legally
is
allowed to go
150
inside of
yards,
the
so
ball
he's gotta
field.
Watch,
Yeah.
sadly, holding the chain link fence.
And then I have to remind them that the ball field is not part of the school.
Yeah, because he can't be within 100 feet of a school either.
This is not part of the school. This is a public park.
What came first?
I don't know. Whoever got the cigarette first.
It's good times. You guys are fathers, right?
I am.
I am not.
He's
You're
just
not a
he's just a
dad?
creepy uncle.
Yeah, I'm just creepy uncle.
Is that like you're like that's what you want? Like you dodged a few bullets in the past, and now you're kind of just flying solo. Like, I'm good.
Well, one time at camp.
One time at scout camp. That's a story for another podcast for sure.
Oh, okay. All right.
That was an
I'm prying too much.
Yeah, no, you're fine. I actually never really wanted children. I here's what I thought when I was younger, right? There's a legitimate thought in my brain. I would be the best dad ever. Everything I would do, everything, every day, every stuff, everything I would do would be for that kid or kids. So I already knew I could be the best dad ever. But I had a guitar. I didn't know if I could be the best guitar player ever. I'm not. But I didn't know if I could make it to the cover of the Rolling Stone at some point. Almost. So I did that instead. I said, I already know for sure I'd be the best dad ever. I don't know for sure if I could be, a big rock star or, write a song that'll live forever or put out an album that somebody would love, so I followed that path instead. And I was like 15.
Okay, so you're still chasing the dream, or
Yeah, pretty much. I got close.
Okay.
But
hey, we're all chasing the dream.
yeah, we just need better cars, I think, because everywhere we toured, we did really well. We just need better cars to get further.
I think between being a stand-up comic and somebody being a musician, it's how difficult those those professions are if you want to be successful.
Yeah. Well,
it's not easy.
I've always said comics make more money than musicians because they get paid the exact same amount of money, $50 at a gig and a ton of exposure. Except comics they don't have to split it with 4 other dudes and a bass player.
Right. Right. That's true.
It is. We get $100 a show plus great exposure. We got to split it with 5 dudes and the bus driver,
Right, but women, the pussy rate.
Funny
is so
you'd
different.
mention that. I have never been laid for being in a band. Don't know if
Maybe you're not.
Don't know if it was just this face. Highly likely.
The chubby Skywalker?
Yeah.
I like this.
That's what Yes.
The Mark
Oh, that is definitely getting clipped out for a highlight.
Yes.
The Mark
I'll
Ham.
You're not a bad look. You're not a bad looking guy.
Oh,
Both of you
God,
guys
that's
look
hilarious. No, it's I was from the time I was touring, I was married, so there was none of that, and we were all. I think all of us at that point were either married or had long-term girlfriends, and I think we were all really, really hyper-focused on trying to get the story out and build a career out of this thing than just chasing pussy and doing drugs. And it really helped us because our big brothers in the industry was a band called 10 Years. Then all those guys were, the bass player was a little bit of a shady fuck, but the singer, the guitar player, they were all straight up hardworking Southern boys that just wanted to make records and go on tour. So there wasn't drugs and screwing around and being assholes. So,
you need a little bit of both. So if you're not going to be famous, that's one thing. Most comics and musicians don't get famous. We just work to get the consistency of work is the important thing. So if you're always on the road or making albums or sitting in session, as musicians do, you could sit in session and nobody knows who you are, but you're the guy they call when they need somebody in the studio. It's the same thing with comics. If they need somebody to write for something, hopefully they'll call me, or I'll just go out and perform. But at the same time, Yeah, I like drinking. I like partying with people at the end of the show.
Sure.
It's the whole point. What's the whole point of doing it and not working 9 to 5 and having your boss have a fucking panic attack in front of the rest of the people?
Right.
And you got to go. All you're thinking about is like the next time you get to be on the road and you have to babysit this 55-year-old, man child.
Yeah.
And
I think it's a
hold his
matter
hand.
of also cocaine's a rich man's habit, and we weren't rich. There was a whole lot of not doing drugs.
So you would have been stuck with meth.
We would have been stuck with meth and no trailer because we'd have pawned it somewhere in Illinois. Like,
or you don't do drugs.
yeah, no, we just
There's also that.
we just
option.
didn't do
There's
it.
also-
None of us. We were all
Smoke some weed, you're fine.
bingo.
Drink some
Oh
beer,
my
you're
God.
fine.
Yeah, have a couple beers, get to the next town. I've never felt more of a sense of purpose than when I was touring. 15 hours on the road. Uh-oh, sound checks at 2 o'clock. It's 9:30 right now. We got to go, boys. Like,
Well, that's what we're doing this year.
Yeah.
Me and Pat, we just want to hit the road and go on tour. It's what's stopping you? What's stopping you from just doing it? You know how to play. Get a band together.
yep. Put them together, hit the ROAD. So I think
Trevor already looks like a bus driver, so put him in the front.
I'll have you know, I make more in music royalties than this gentleman.
that's so
does.
true. That's so awesome.
good for you.
So hilarious.
And I'm not even active in playing music anymore. I just
What,
sit
did you come
back
up with a
and
jingle.
no, I wish. No, I did this really weird. I did a metal opera based on the epic poem Beowulf back in 2016. And I once a quarter I get a check for, well, it's direct deposit nowadays, but anywhere between like $10 and $20 on average.
Hey.
And I told him, and he's like, "I'm getting like 3," and I'm like, "Sorry, homie. I don't know what to tell you."
I want to check that out after. Is it on YouTube?
To be honest, I stopped paying for distribution, so I don't even know where it lives anymore.
Who was it for? Can you tell me?
What's that?
Who did you do it for?
I did it on my own. I self-produced
so
it.
it's okay.
Yeah.
It's got to be. It's got to be in the.
It's
ether. It's got to be on the internet.
I think
somewhere.
if I recall, because I just kind of glanced at the royalty statements, it's I want to say somehow it's on YouTube Music.
Mm-hmm.
And I forget what the other other music service is that's streaming it.
Again,
It's
I'm
like,
going to say
holy
one more
shit.
thing. You guys do look like the 2 finalists from Forged to Fire. Like you guys look like your blacksmith reality show contestants.
Chubby Skywalker.
The last
Never
2
gonna live
guys.
that down.
I can see you like putting on a tunic and doing Old English. Like, did you do it in Old English or did you do it?
No, it was a modern translation, but
I'm such a queer for that. I love that
See,
stuff. All that like Old English, Anglo-Saxon.
well,
stuff is so cool.
I had to be careful with that though, because there are some translations are still copyrighted, so I couldn't lift directly from like the easiest to read translation, of course, is still on copyright. I'm like, God damn it! So I had to,
cool.
Right, so he paraphrased, and I remember one of the choruses just like, "I have an ear infection, and the motherfucker's so loud next door."
Is that Grendel?
Yeah,
Grendel being angry.
I kid.
That's so cool. That would. Good stuff. I mean, it's cool that you guys have that. It's something. Being a musician, but being an artist, it's something that you love so much. Like, people don't love their work. Most people go to work every day and they're so miserable, and the only thing they have to look forward to are those 2 days off where they just do what everybody tells them to do, which is like get fat, go to the Cheesecake Factory, eat bad food for 2 days. It's like, I earned it. This is my little treat for the week because I suffer all week. But it's like, life doesn't have to be that way. Sure, you make shit money. Sure, it's it's not glamorous, and most green rooms are the kitchen of the restaurant.
Hepatitis.
Right. Exactly. But I mean, there's this amazing trade-off that people don't know about when you're on the road and you're just in a different town and you do a great job that night. Like, just say you kill that whatever you're doing, you play a great set, or you have a great set as a comic. You've made that fucking weekend for that person. It was either go see you or go bowling.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what I mean?
I do.
And they chose to see you, and they're like, this was great.
Yep.
When are you guys coming back? You know, and it's like, so you're a gypsy. It's like, so you're mysterious.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, sorry, I got to go. You know, I'm going out to the next town. It's like, people they're scared. They're scared of that lifestyle. They don't want to take that risk. Do you know what I mean? It's like, it's so much easier to go for that 401k and to look like, well, when I'm 60, I'm not going to be able to, you know, do anything. But it's like, you don't know that.
I know. Look at Ozzy.
You know,
he's like 160 and he's still doing it.
Don Rickles was 90,000 years old before he died.
That's right. Yeah.
And he was still touring.
Yeah. He was as old as one Pluto revolution.
But look at the guys. I mean, most bands stop because they break up. It's not because they can't tour anymore.
Yeah.
They can't do stuff. I mean, you know, the Rolling Stones. I mean, look at those guys. It's great. It's great. You guys are still young. What are you, like, in your early 40s, mid 40s?
Yeah, 45 plus shipping and handling.
Yeah. Fuck that. No COD.
No, can't do that.
No COD.
No, that's DOA.
Those old commercials where you'd have to buy they'd try to get you to buy all those CDs.
That was my first record deal. 9 CDs for 99 cents.
The Columbia Records.
From Columbia Records. Yeah. That's my first record deal.
Yeah. They bought 99-year CDs for a penny.
Yeah, 9 CDs for 99 cents. I remember what mine were too. It was like Prince.
You're gonna go through all 99?
No, I only got 9 for $1.
9 CDs.
Yeah, 9 CDs for $1.
I thought it was 99 CDs for a penny.
No, I wish. That would have been amazing.
There was a deal for a while with a penny.
There was a penny. Yeah.
I don't remember what it was,
but I do remember the first CDs. I got Eric Clapton's Journeyman, Jesus Jones' Doubt. There was
we're gonna list them all.
Midnight. Yeah, fuck it. Why not? Right? Where you gotta go? Midnight Oil's first record.
Midnight Oil. Wow.
Yeah, with Beds Are Burning. Let's see. Then there was. Did I say Full Moon Fever?
No.
Tom Petty's Full Moon Fever. George Harrison's When We Was Fab record. The Traveling Wilburys.
Goddamn.
Traveling Wilburys.
Yep, their first record.
Holy shit.
Let's see what else was there. There was something. A Phil Collins record. No Jacket Required.
Oh, great album.
Mm-hmm.
One of his best.
I had a Beatles record. It was A Hard Day's Night. It was the double one with the red and the best of. So the red and the blue. So it's like the double disc. And I think, what was number 9? I already said Prince and the Revolution.
Yep.
So then it had to have been, let's see, I said Jesus Jones, right?
Yeah.
Okay. It was Stevie Nicks and Tom Petty, the one that they did with her solo record was Stop Dragging My Heart Around.
All right.
Still have all those CDs.
First, I heard Stop Dragging My Car Around before I heard Stop Dragging My Heart Around by Weird Al. When I was a kid, one of my first albums was Weird Al Yankovic, the original. I kind of worked backwards from Weird Al Yankovic parodies to like the real songs. Like, so every time I hear, Beat It, I'm like, oh,
Yep,
Eat it. Yeah.
Some crazy woman screamed out, "Play Nirvana at our show last weekend." I'm playing a cover band. We make money on the weekends.
Mm-hmm.
Play Nirvana. I was like, do it. I just started playing it, and the drummer and bass player sort of followed along, and I sang the whole Weird Al version of Teen Spirit.
That's great.
Instead of the real one, because I went to sing the real one, and the only thing that came out was Weird Al lyrics. I was like, whoops. Whoops.
They're not that different.
No, but they're way more memorable. The singer looked at me, he's like,
hard to nargle bargle
like,
bars.
I'm marbled in my mouth. Like Garage Band from Seattle.
Beats raising cattle.
Dude,
My first album was The Wall. I just remember getting that one. It was a double CD. That was like the first album I owned. I mean, my first CD I owned. The cassette tapes were.
Yeah, I had a ton of cassettes before that, but my first CDs.
My uncle worked for Island Records. He was a music producer when I was a kid. So he got like all the new, like if Anthrax came out with a new album, like I got the first I got to hear it first, and then Island Record kind of just went down.
Yeah, because
all of a sudden Matthew Sweet was the big. I'm like, I don't want to hear that. I don't want to listen to Matthew Sweet.
That's so funny you mentioned that's so bizarre. So one of their subsidiaries was the Orchard. It was the Island Records, and it was a subsidiary. That was our first actual deal. Was for the Power Wagon album, wow. Let Go.
What was your original, like, what was your music? What did you guys play?
Yeah, it's always been, like, hard rock. Like, the first band we got to hang out with was
But, like, what kind?
Like, Failure.
What Van Halen?
Oh, I wish. It was pretty terrible. Like, I don't know, man. It was weird rock, and I had my girlfriend singing with us, so it sounded like somebody mangled a Rush cassette. Like, yeah. He knows. It's like somebody mangled a Rush cassette, and then it was all warbled and weird. But
okay,
yeah,
that's a good. See, you're a good salesman.
When you look at your baby pictures,
what was your influences? Like, what was the what kind of sound were you guys?
At that point, it was
progressive rock, like Rush.
We really, I would say we really aspired to do that, but we ended up in the avant-garde sort of 4-chord. Like Failure, that band, Nirvana, Failure, that kind of stuff, and with these weird like guitar solos that didn't make any sense. And then you mature and you find a voice, which I did years later, and it would be more hard rock, sort of precursors to what Seven Dust is doing now. Yeah, I would go that route, like Mark Tremonti-ish, Seven Dust-ish. Yeah, I'll send you all the links. Yeah, they're all on Amazon and YouTube and Spotify and all those places.
Okay,
but yeah,
I'll support you.
Yeah, right back at you, brother.
We support our fellow artists, for sure.
But like, I think that was a very good description of the old PIC stuff.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then this guy was doing Beowulf.
It was years later. My brother played drums for us, and it was always you had to get the calculator out to figure out where the one was. But I played with him so much rehearsal, I knew that how off tempo he was, that it didn't affect me. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So I liked his timing, even though you had to do trigonometry to figure out where the one was when he did a drum fill that sounded like he just threw his shit down the stairs.
But isn't that funny? Like, because that's like the same thing with, it's those little nuances that make a band sound original.
Mm-hmm.
Like the way what's his name? Tony Iommi.
Yep.
Like the same way he cut his fingers were cut off, and he had that weird sound, that original like guitar tinny sound he had with his guitar. Yep. Because it was like the sound of his fake fingers.
And then they tuned
on the string.
They tuned lower so that it wouldn't like the pressure wouldn't jack up his hands so much, and that's become the staple for modern metal.
It's pretty sick. It's pretty sick how those little things you don't really think about, but those little nuances, like your brother not being able to keep tempo.
Yep.
Well, and it's funny,
like made you guys sound like a Rush album that was mangled.
Yeah, a mangled cassette.
Well, and Tony Iommi has said he doesn't think that he would have actually gone anywhere with music if he kept his fingers, because he was like, I really wasn't that original. He really didn't have that original sound until that happened.
Because Ozzy had such an original voice too. It wasn't like he was a good singer.
Yeah,
he was like he was pitch perfect, but he wasn't like melodic. He had this original sound, like, and just, it's weird, like when that perfect storm of greatness comes together, and there's like the Beatles, like what were the odds of the Beatles getting together?
Well, and then them getting denied and getting told, no, sorry, Mr. Epstein. I feel like boy bands are out. Guitar bands are out, is what he said. Yeah.
Right, that rock and roll sound, like that.
Yeah,
whole...
guitar bands are out. We're gonna do something else.
Well, I hate to be the Debbie Downer.
Oh, we're gonna do commercials and then
yeah, we can do commercials or we can skip them. Either way.
No,
Do commercials. We'll do commercials and then we'll
pay our bills and then we'll sign off.
It's the highlight of my year, guys.
We'll do our little ads and then we'll get some plugs and we'll take off. So
yeah, we'll wrap it up.
Don't go away. Here's a word from our sponsors.
So on my way over here, my brakes made an awful noise.
Nice.
And the last time I got them done, it was so expensive.
You should go to EXO Auto Works. They did a great job on mine and it was way cheaper than anywhere else I've been.
That sounds great. I need to get their number from you.
At EXO Auto Works, we offer the best price on brake service in town. We include brand new brake pads, rotors, and hardware, which saves you money and gets you on the road faster. See our website for a full list of our services. Call EXO Auto Works today.
Stop destroying your beard. Let me explain. A little while back, I thought I was properly taking care of my beard. Turns out, I was destroying it. Dry, brittle, hair falling out. My girlfriend hated it.
He was worse than a dog without the cute puppy breath.
So then, she ordered the Beard Struggle. Game changer. Natural ingredients, awesome packaging, and it smells phenomenal.
You smell sexy.
Thank you. Oils, balms, they have beard growth accelerators in addition to the new Carbon X 3-in-1 heated beard brush straightener and volumizer, along with washes and conditioners. Stop destroying your beard. Order the Beard Struggle.
I have something you can destroy.
Order online now from thebeardstruggle.com.
Use the code TLANE15 for 15% off your order.
Good job, Trevor.
Thank you.
Who were those? What was that first commercial?
It's
the two girls.
That's the host of where we have our shop at EXO Auto Works. We're upstairs in their premium shop.
Cool.
Yeah,
that's cool. That's cool.
They've been very kind to us.
You know what's funny? I figured out too that so they worked on my car a while back, came in $200 under budget because they actually did what actually needed to be done. And I thought, well, a guy hooked me up because it was me, right? Well, I came to pick it up and pay for it. The guy that was working here is like, "Oh shit, that's your car, bro, from Man Tools." Like they had no idea it was mine. Like I was like, "Yep, legit people here." They didn't even tell the dude that we didn't get special treatment. We got everybody treatment.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, that's great.
Well,
that's when there's that little diamond in the rough. Those little auto places that really do give you a fair deal.
Mm-hmm.
And speaking of fair deals, I totally forgot last week to mention that EXO is now offering alignments. They got the machine set up.
Yep.
It's $80, which is a really good deal for an alignment.
Yeah, it is. I'm gonna be the first one. Get my ass aligned on that machine.
Well, Anthony, plug whatever you want to plug, my friend. Where can people find you? Where can they see you live if you're doing shows?
Oh, okay. Oh, cool. Thanks. Yeah. So just go to @LateAgainWithZen on Twitter, and I have a GoFundMe page up. I don't do Patreons or commercials like some fancy podcasts. I have to. I rely on the kindness of strangers like Blanche Dubois. So you can go to my GoFundMe link, and you can donate $1. I don't give a shit. $1, $10, whatever you want to donate. It just goes towards another episode. It's like PBS. Be the Helena Rubinstein Foundation for my show, without all that Jew shit.
Whoa.
I always do that.
That's
and
funny.
It never works. It's never a good look. I gotta keep taking that out. And @the Zen Comic on Twitter. You can go to my YouTube page. Everything is on my Instagram, at the Zen Comic, at the Zen Comic on Twitter, and at Late Again with Zen. I will be from March 10th to the 12th. I will be in Rochester at Comedy on the Carlson with headliner and one of my favorite people, Shuli Edgar from the Howard Stern Show. He is an amazing comic. And it's always going to be a great show when he's headlining. I love doing the road with him. And then Laugh It Up Comedy Club in Poughkeepsie, New York. I'm always there. They always have great shows. Go to laughitup.net. Check out the headliners for the next few months. And I will be there headlining hopefully in April. And Fckrs, DOGFCKRS. It's a new show with Pat Dixon. Go to his locals page. You can get all of his stuff. New York Crime Report. I'm on that too. New York City Crime Report on Compound Media. And I will also be on the 31st of August for Compound Media fans. I will be on the Anthony Cumia show, making another appearance there with the master himself, Anthony Cumia. And thank you guys so much.
Well, thank you, man. Speaking of locals, our Making a Marriage Last, where we talk about something that we know nothing about, is now available on our locals page. We're also pleased to announce that we're offering audio subscriptions on Anchor, and it's only 99 cents a month. So if you want video, do the locals. It's $3 a month. If you want, if that's a little too rich for your blood, 99 cents a month, you can get audio, the same stuff. We're going to put the exact same stuff out. It'll just be audio only. And that's over at anchor.fm/man-tools-podcast. I wish that URL was a little less cumbersome. /subscribe. And of course, thanks to all our sponsors, EXO AutoWorks, Enharmonic Studios, Crafts by Carolyn Lane, and The Beard Struggle. I think next week for our locals page, we're going to be doing Man Tools at the Movies with Beowulf, spelled B-A-E, where she's a chick.
Beowulf.
I get it.
Yeah. We're gonna see how that goes.
Yeah.
Oh,
we'll see.
B-A-E.
Yeah.
Like Bay. I think.
I thought you meant like see, I'm not.
I
smart.
know. I'm not up to date on.
I thought I just went right to Baywatch. I'm like, like Baywatch.
Yeah.
But no, Beowulf. That makes way more sense. B-A-E.
So, feminist Beowulf.
Yeah. We'll see how that pans out. It was either that or watch the feminist Ghostbusters, and that's just not going to happen.
You know what I like about your podcast, guys, is that you guys downplay your podcast, like, whatever, this old thing. And meanwhile, like, I had to make an appointment to be on the show. Like, I had to fill out a form.
Yeah, you did.
I've never done that for any other podcast. Like, I go to major networks to do their shows, and they're like, "Oh, just shoot me a text when you get whatever day you want." Like, here, you guys are like,
Louis J. Gomez doesn't have you sign a release.
Yeah, you
fill out the form,
right?
What I like that. I just think that's what men do. Men. You guys see, this is why we run things.
No,
this is why we're still in.
I will tell you where the form came from. Fucking figuring out time zones.
Yeah.
So I needed something where it's like, pick the time that works for you, and then it just does the work to tell me, that's, or tell them, I guess, when they're scheduling, this is what time it is for you. So there's no like, I thought it was 2 hours later or 2 hours earlier. And it alleviated that problem.
We learned that lesson when I was in college, and Stephen Harris called the radio station 12 hours early and got me instead of the daytime guy, and I didn't know who Iron Maiden was at the time. Not really, anyway. Another fun story for another time.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
Well, thanks to everybody for watching. Of course, check us out on the web at mantoolsmedia.com. You can get all our socials at links with 2 I's. .co/mantoolsmedia. And please rate this podcast at ratethispodcast.com/mantoolsmedia. It gives you a couple options. iTunes and Spotify, I forget what else. But
yeah, just get our YouTube back up so we can get a URL that doesn't suck anymore, because we got canceled off YouTube. So that, And check out Anthony's stuff. I just followed Late Again with Zen on the Twitters, on the Twatters. So now we're linked up. We're going to link up later and hopefully see you in Colorado.
Yeah, that's going to be fun. Yeah, I would definitely love to come out there.
Yeah, that'd be super fun.
And we'll do a live show when I'm down there. I'll come down to the garage.
Yep, come on down to the shop.
I'll hold the flashlight like I did with my dad.
And I'll stare at you disappointingly because you're not shining in the right spot.
Hey, were you there? Because
yeah,
that sounds exactly like what happened.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that happened to all of us at one point. Thanks.
Was your nickname Faggot too? Because
no, I just remember mine was Bud. Listen, Bud. And then I was like, I'm in deep shit now.
Yeah, he told you to take a walk.
Out the door. Out the door.
You had to dab.
Come on, Bud.
Take a knee.
Take a knee.
Man. Thank you again so much, Anthony. And
my pleasure.
We'll see you guys next week.
Next week.
All right. Good night, everybody.